Welcome to the Alcohol Reset, the podcast that helps you reset your habits, health, and relationship with alcohol without judgment or extremes. If you're looking to cut back, take a break, or just understand how drinking can affect your body and mind, you're in the right place. Each episode brings you science-backed insights on neuroscience, nutrition, and habit change to help you feel better, sleep deeper, and take control on your terms. I'm Mike Hardenbrook, best-selling author, neuroscience enthusiast, and habit change expert. I've helped thousands through my book and podcast to rethink their drinking, and now I'm here to help you do the same. Let's get started. All right, so you put in the work, aren't you? You're hitting the gym, pushing hard. And then, life happens. Social life kicks in. Maybe it's that post-work happy hour or a weekend thing with friends, drinks start flowing. Ever stop and think, could this enjoyable part of my life be kind of undermining all that sweat in the gym? That's exactly the question I've been looking into. How does alcohol really affect your muscle recovery after you exercise? Now, hang on. Before you think this is going to be some lecture telling you to ditch your favorite beer or cocktail, it's not at all. It's really about getting the facts straight, understanding the science behind it, so you can make choices that actually work for you, balancing those goals with, having a social life. Let's actually unpack how alcohol interacts with your body's recovery and, maybe more importantly, what you can realistically do about it. Okay, first up, let's just quickly nail down how muscle recovery actually works. You're not building muscle while you're lifting those weights, right? That happens later. That was when your body's resting, rebuilding. Think of it like renovating a house. The workout, that's the demolition phase, breaking stuff down. Recovery is when the construction crew comes in to rebuild, make things stronger. And for that rebuild to go smoothly, your body needs a few key things. It needs solid sleep. That deep restorative kind. Good nutrition, obviously, staying hydrated, and just, time, patience. Now, here's where alcohol kind of throws a spanner in the works. It can be like that unexpected delay that messes up a whole construction schedule. So let's get into the specifics. 5 main ways alcohol can interfere with your recovery. First, it can slow down the actual muscle building process. Remember that construction idea? Building new muscle tissue. That's called protein synthesis. Think of it as your body's bricklayers, putting down new bricks. Now, having drinks right after your workout, it seems like that could actually tell those bricklayers to take a longer break than planned. Studies show it can hinder those repair processes, makes it harder to build the muscle you're working for. The good news, though, is timing seems pretty important here. Maybe give your body a couple of hours post-workout. Get some protein in first, fuel that repair process before you have a drink. Makes sense, right? Fuel the crew before they clock out. Okay, second point. Hormones. Alcohol can mess with your hormones. These little chemical messengers, things like testosterone and growth hormone, they're like the project managers for recovery and muscle growth. Super important. But when you drink alcohol, especially, more than just 1 or 2, it can actually lower the levels of these key hormones. And that's really the last thing you want when you're trying to get stronger. So again, timing, amount matter, regularly drinking, especially right after training or making it a daily thing, that could really work against your goals. But an occasional drink, maybe enjoyed a few hours away from your workout, generally less of an issue. You just don't want to sideline your best managers when they're most needed. All right, third thing on the list, dehydration. We've all been there, right? That dry mouth feeling the next morning. Alcohol is a diuretic, fancy word, but it just means it tells your kidneys to flush out more water. It pulls fluid from your system. And when you're dehydrated, your muscles can feel stiff, sore. They just don't recover as well. Plus, being dehydrated really saps your energy. Not great if you're planning to hit the gym again soon. The simple fix here is just being proactive. For every alcoholic drink, try to have a glass of water. Seriously, just match it. It's a small thing, but it makes a big difference. Keep the worksite hydrated, basically. Number 4, it messes with your sleep. Sleep. The unsung hero of recovery, truly. You might think a drink helps you nod off faster, and maybe it does initially, but the real problem is that alcohol disrupts your sleep quality. It specifically reduces the amount of that deep, restorative REM sleep your body desperately needs to repair and rebuild everything. So even if you're in bed for 8 hours, the quality might just not be there. That's advice. Try finish your drinks and get a few hours before you actually plan to go to sleep. Give your body a chance to process it before you try to get that quality rest. Think of deep sleep as a critical phase of construction. You don't want interruptions. And finally, number 5, it can increase inflammation. Now, a little bit of inflammation after a tough workout, that's normal, even good. It's part of the healing process. But alcohol can act like throwing fuel on that small fire. It increases overall inflammation in your body. And this extra inflammation can potentially slow down recovery, maybe leave you feeling more sore, more achy than you otherwise would. So especially after those really intense sessions, maybe give your body some extra TLC, rest, good food, and maybe keep the drinks moderate. It's like you want controlled demolition during the workout, not a big inflammatory mess afterwards. Ever have one of those days? You crush the workout, then at the night out, and the next day you just feel off. Like foggy brain, zero energy, motivation completely gone. Yeah, that's not just you imagining things. Alcohol really does throw a curveball. It impacts your energy, your mood, your focus. You can actually deplete some essential nutrients your body needs, mess with your brain chemistry, even if you didn't go totally overboard. It's kind of like trying to run a high-performance car on bad fuel. It just won't perform right. Now, look, I'm not saying you need a cabinet full of supplements, but there are a couple of key nutrients that can offer some support, especially if you're active and you enjoy a social drink sometimes. First one is vitamin B12. This is a powerhouse for energy, for focus, for healthy red blood cells. And guess what? Alcohol can actually use up your B12 stores, which can definitely leave you feeling drained. Another interesting one is L-Tyrosine. It's an amino acid. It can help support mental clarity, motivation, that feeling of bouncing back after a tough workout, or, yeah, even after a night where sleep wasn't great. And full disclosure here, as the founder of Cloud9, we actually included both B12 and L-Tyrosine in our daily restore formula. We were specifically thinking about active people who might need that bit of extra support after having a few drinks. Okay, so practical tips. How do you balance the training and the social life without feeling guilty or like you're sabotaging yourself? First, and this is a big one, refuel first. Eat a proper meal before you start drinking. Your body needs those nutrients. Second, hydration, hydration, hydration. Keep that water coming alongside any alcohol, non-negotiable. Third, protect your sleep. Treat it like gold, because for recovery, it pretty much is. Fourth, maybe plan ahead. But you know you're going to have drinks. Maybe schedule a rest day or just a later workout the next day. Listen to your body. And finally, and this is really important, cut yourself some slack. Be kind to yourself. One night out isn't going to wreck all your progress. It's truly about finding a sustainable balance that fits your life. So, who really needs to turn into this? Well, if you're hitting the gym regularly, but also enjoy socializing, this is definitely for you. If you're that weekend warrior trying to maximize recovery, yep, pay attention. If you're being kind of frustrated, wondering why you're not seeing the results you expect despite putting in the effort, yeah, your drinking habits could be part of that puzzle. And honestly, anyone just trying to find that healthier balance between fitness goals and, actually enjoying life's social moments can probably benefit from understanding this stuff better. So let's wrap this up. What's the big takeaway? It's not about needing to give up alcohol completely to make progress. Not at all. It's really about understanding how it interacts with your body, especially that recovery process. That knowledge, it puts you in control. It lets you make smarter choices. Choices that support both your fitness ambitions and your social life. Progress isn't about being perfect 100% of the time. It's about being informed, being proactive, and taking care of yourself strategically. So maybe just think about how these ideas fit into your own routine. How can you support your body better while still enjoying those times with friends? That right there is the real win. That's a wrap for today's episode. If you got something out of this, do me a quick favor, leave a rating and review on whatever podcast platform you're listening on. It helps keep the show going and would mean the world to me. Got ideas, comments, or questions? Shoot me an email at mike@trycloud9.com. I'd love to hear from you. And if you're looking for extra support, check out Cloud9, makers of Daily Restore, a once-a-day supplement to support your body from alcohol's effects, and Rise and Unwind AM/PM, a 24-hour combo to curb cravings, balance mood, and improve sleep when taking a break. Go to trycloud9.com and use the code PODCAST to save 15% on your next order. Thanks for listening, and I'll catch you next time.